was in a man's world, so to speak. I was among male prosecutors, male judges, male lawyers, male consultants. It was a man's world. And then I strived hard in my practice. I eventually went to private practice of law. And then I was again pushed into a man's world defending a male accused in a high-profile case of plunder. And of course, I was again among the world of men. I was among male prosecutors, male justices, male everybody, and I succeeded. I got that man out of jail. And then a few years later, I was again brought into a man's world for this time a case of medical malpractice against a female victim of malpractice. So I went up to the Supreme Court, defended the case, argued before the Supreme Court en banc, and again I succeeded with damages, with a sumptuous amount of damages in favor of the victim. And then now I'm pushed again in the construction industry. Again, it's a man's world, but I'm here. So I think, ladies and gentlemen, we need to rejoice that again, oh well, maybe the first time that a woman is heading the construction industry, which is a man's world. So much needs to be done in the construction industry, but of course, as your construction undersecretary, I now declare that the construction industry is literally and figuratively under construction. We need to do a lot of things, but while we do not intend to outdo our knights in shining armor, in the construction industry, we are the shining armors. Because of our innate and unique psyche, our sense and sensitivity. And we know that if we lead and we rule, we make the difference. Centuries ago, this crusade for women's participation and role in construction activities had been evident in ancient pieces of paintings and sculpture arts. And today, the crusade for equal opportunities for women in construction activities still linger globally. Construction jobs are dominated by men worldwide, and the so-called macho mindset, which confines the construction business only to men, is still as prevalent as it was in centuries past. And of course, closer to home, let's look at Asia. Women in this part of the world play an important role, but they are often generally doing unskilled tasks for lower pay. And worse yet, while women make up 46.8% of total employment across all industries, these women only account for 9.3% of construction employees. Some studies by the International Labor Organization show that construction is the only industry in which female employees account for less than 10% of the workforce. Out of these 10%, 180 million construction workers worldwide, it consists of 14% of the 46.8 women workers found in Asia. In the Philippine Labor Force Survey for period 2003 to 2006, 85% of construction workers belong to the rank and file. And of course, the males take up the lion's share of the workforce with more than three male employees for every single female employee in the construction industry. And compared to the service industry, the ratio is 2:1, and that is 2 male and 1 female, the men dominating even the managerial positions. Of course, there is also a gender pay gap in the construction industry. On the average, men earn 18% more than women. On the socio-economic characteristics of construction workers in 2006, it was found that men were older than women by an average of 2 to 3 years. And male managers were also better educated than their female counterparts. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, with these facts, you will agree with me that the role of women in the Philippine construction industry is under construction. So being the first woman head of the CIAP, that is the Construction Industry Authority, and recognizing the important role a woman can and must play in the construction business and profession, I am taking a personal and official agenda to make sure that the role of women in the construction industry is recognized. Of course, this is a very tall order, as I will say, but with the strength of the women in this hall, we can build towers of excellence. A number of Filipino women have made outstanding marks in the construction industry, both here and abroad. These are the women builders who have proven that women can truly make a difference, and I'm proud to share some of them with you. A proud Filipino lady architect recently made it to the top 20 under 40 competition in the USA for her enthusiasm for environmental issues that knows no boundaries in her architectural designs. The first solar-powered communities were built by a Filipino woman, and the 24-hour solar-powered affordable housing community is now being enjoyed in Batangas, Silang, Cabanatuan, Legazpi, and Iriga. Santa Elena, one of the biggest construction companies in the Philippines, has built a significant portfolio of horizontal construction such as roads, bridges, ports, elevated structures, and power plants all over the country, and this company is led by a woman. Owners of companies that build over 200,000 low-cost housings that continues to give opportunities for the low and middle-income Filipino families is also owned by a woman. Ladies and gentlemen, however predominantly male the construction industry is, we women should continue building excellence in various construction fields. We shall not rest until we see a wide and strong network of women that will safeguard the rights and the opportunities of women in the construction industry. This journey to breaking the barriers for the greater role and recognition of women in the building and construction profession is a journey worth taking if we increase our ranks. Currently, there are 3.3 million workers in the construction industry involved as construction professionals, skilled workers, or construction managerial positions. Out of the 3.3 million Filipino workers, less than 50% of this are women. Where are the women? We are busy building homes for our men and building futures for our children. But wearing a construction hat is just another feather in our cap. So we can wear another hat as a construction worker, whatever it is. We can be a construction professional, a skilled worker, or a construction manager. But we're best at multitasking, so we can anytime do that. I myself wear several hats I can be a housemaid, a cook, a driver, a mother, a sister, a friend, a best friend. I can be a lawyer, I can be an undersecretary, I can also be a lover. But I do all these things and I wear all these hats proudly and efficiently. We can all do this. We can all do this. We can add one more hat among our number of hats. And we can do it very well. So, ladies and gentlemen, maybe it's time that I invite all of you to join us in the construction industry and be construction professionals. It is economically compensating as well. If you think that the construction industry does not pay as much as becoming a lawyer or becoming an engineer or maybe a nurse or any other profession, it is also economically compensating as long as we do our best. We need to contribute something to the golden age of infrastructure, and it is now the time for us women, because the central authority in the construction industry is headed by a woman. And I know that all women here will support me, especially in promoting the good of our country and fulfilling the promises, helping the President fulfill the promises that he has made. A lot of agencies right now in government are headed by women, maybe because we have the passion and we have the heart and we have the guts to do what is right and what is just. But ladies and gentlemen, what am I saying here? As my closing, I just want to say that I believe it's high time for the world to know that women not only have bigger hearts than men, we also have bigger brains than them. So, maraming salamat.